audio capture. You can
I
just
think
edit
he.
it
I
in.
think you can just try it in first.
Yeah.
You guys didn't do technical first yesterday.
Nope.
Oh, something said audio capture. Wait, you're streaming audio now.
Wait.
Yeah, it's just the audio now. I can hear it on like one ear. My left ear is lonely.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Can you see the whole screen now? The whole window
Nothing's
now?
on the screen. It's black.
Nothing on the screen. Can you see
Audio is
anything?
working, but we lost visuals.
Oh no!
It's a real podcast, guys. For those of you right now who can't see anything, oh no, you can now. Okay.
now you
Oh, now it
can.
works. Now it works. Now it works. Now it works.
Can you see everyone now?
Yeah, I can. But you gotta the screen larger. Enlarge the screen.
Really?
Make it
Oh my
big, big.
goodness.
We
What
have
is this?
visual now.
Is this better?
But no, we are still.
Oh gosh. OBS work properly.
You have where?
Great. No.
It's still chopping off our face.
Oh, you know what you can do?
What?
There's a to the left of your screen. You make it small again. To the left of the screen of the black screen, you see a button showing downwards. Press that. Just press
This
that.
one? Ah.
So at least it just shows like it won't cut off. That makes sense to you?
Okay.
No worries.
Is the stream still up?
No.
Because you died, bro. Can't be up.
Yeah. You better. You. I am going to go and delete the video.
Okay.
Yes, do it.
I'm gonna delete the tweet real quick.
Sorry guys.
I'm so glad I'm very slow with these things. I didn't do anything, but that was the right thing to do.
So
Which, for the
funny.
record, right, is the secret to my success or whatever, or lack of success. Which is basically like just not doing anything
Wait.
and realizing that not doing anything was the right thing to do. It saved me multiple times over and over again, which is why I'm very slow to do things, because it always turns out that if I did something, like some major catastrophe would have happened.
My
Wait,
goodness.
it's still live. What?
Oh no.
Yeah. What? Why? How is it still live?
Oh, right. No, I think it continues now. If it crashes, then it continues. Okay, great.
Oh, that's
then,
cool.
just,
Then it works, I guess.
yeah, let's just go this way. Let's go.
Let's. Darren, how is your laptop holding up?
I don't know actually. It will be fine, I guess. I can't see the feed, but
It's back. It's back.
it's back.
Yeah, it's back. Yeah.
Let's just go this way.
Oh, there.
Okay,
Please
so
mute me.
right now we're all doing different types of streams. Tash is doing a video game stream because you can tell from her setup.
Yep.
Darwin and Jeevan are basically doing tech support. And I'm eating the mukbang.
Mukbangs.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Welcome to the show. Oh yeah.
We're from India, you know. No, we're not from India. I'm from India. Okay. Yeah, let's just go into it lah. Since it's already up and live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see me. Oh wait, no. Let me adjust the thingy thing. Alright. Can see all our faces now. I'm gonna go full screen. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Boom!
I think
Beauty!
working.
Oh no.
Me?
Natasha,
What? What? What happened?
Nothing. Nothing.
typing.
Okay, I'll stop.
The screen just blew up into a giant picture of
Oh my
us.
gosh! Why
Again.
is it blowing up to Jeremy's face?
Stop making it full screen. Just leave it as is.
Okay, I'll leave it as it is. Like this. Jeremy wouldn't mind.
Meow.
Okay, shall we?
Yeah.
Take it away, guys.
Okay, welcome to Tonic, episode 6. The live stream version of it. Okay, I should close some windows in my PC because, all right, this one too. All right, so last week we spoke a little bit about vodka and tonic. Oh, vodka, right? Because that was the first drink that we shared in the office, the first drink that we had in the office, and that was also kind of like the first cocktail we made in the office, vodka and tonic, and that's why we started the podcast Tech and Tonic and named it such. And we'll talk about it more next week. A little bit about an update. This week you see all of us at home. If you see the live stream, Jeremy's face there, Tasha's face there, and Steven and me. No, we're not in our offices. We're not in our studio because the government has issued a lockdown.
Not lockdown.
No. It's a control movement order. Lockdown got very heavy ramifications.
It's more of like partial lockdown, if
Yes,
anything.
it's partial lockdown. Some people call it the movement control order. Some people call it the restricted movement order. Some people call it
Or the
the
control
lockdown.
movement order, whatever. Like, it's very confusing, right? This
I mean, at this point, you just call it a lockdown because it's better if we don't leave the house. Does that make sense? Like everyone just calls it a lockdown, anyways. I mean, it's not a
Yeah.
lockdown, but it's kind of like how you call toothpaste Colgate. Like, you pass me the Colgate, or like Maggie
Yeah.
noodles. You just call it Maggie, even though it's just like random instant noodles. It's just like you know what it is, right?
Yeah.
But it's not what it means.
But that's the
That-
thing, right? If it's just a movement control order, why do they need the military out?
Okay,
Because
because
people are not listening to the movement
That is
control
true.
order,
That's
right?
true.
Yeah, and the worst part is people are putting other people at risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're going to the mama and hanging out.
Have you
I
guys?
don't even know why Mama.
That's not a movement control order. That's Friday night.
Wait, Mama is open meh?
I mean,
They-
like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like in the
I think
early
most
days before they brought the army out, everybody was like still hanging out, coffee shops and like normal lah. People playing
Yeah.
basketball.
I actually saw people eating in the coffee shops.
Yeah, that was not supposed to happen, honestly.
Yeah. So it's a lot of
Leave it be.
things happening at once when it comes to a movement control order. Like we can't go out unless we're alone, and it's an absolute necessity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of things happening in Malaysia right now.
Yeah, a lot of things happening. All right. Another update is that we have the Oppo Find X2. Well, the X2 Pro lah. Finally.
I haven't seen that yet.
You haven't seen it yet?
No, I haven't.
It's somewhere in my bag. I have to go and find it. It's outside.
It's okay.
Wow.
But it looks the same as this. The
I was
Oh.
just about to say, like the Oppo Find X2 looks the same as every other mid-tier market phone on the market
exactly
right
the same
now.
as this very shiny phone here.
But it looks good as well.
Yeah.
Which you will cover it up with a case. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like wonder about that. It's like, oh, that's a naked case. But like for me personally, like I always try and get nice cases or something like a little bit more bulky because phones are very expensive. But the thing is, like, you no matter what color you choose or something, you're not gonna be able to see the phone anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's why I opted for this for my Note 10.
Ah.
So like it's clear, but it has protection, so
Mm-hmm.
it's the best of both worlds, lah.
Okay, then we have the Huawei Mate XS, the foldable smartphone.
Ooh.
that's a really
Yeah.
expensive one, right?
Yeah, that's 11,111 ringgit. 1111.
Yeah, interesting
I don't
price.
understand why there is the 11 ringgit behind.
Ong ma, Chinese.
I thought Ong
One,
is
one, one.
8.
I mean, like there is some form of like symmetry there. I don't know. Do I look Chinese to you? Come on, guys.
Yes, you look.
Yes, you do.
Just in case you haven't noticed, we have Jeremy Teo with us and Natasha Hashim with us, or would she prefer to be called Tash Bunny? Tash Bunny.
Tash, buddy.
We'll call her Tash.
Tash buddy. Just call me Tash.
Tash.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeremy. Okay. Jeremy is a very experienced streamer, and he's also on iHeartRadio. He's appeared on our show before, right? And Tasha is now also a streamer, and she's now in IGN CA.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Go, Tash.
me,
buddy.
me, me. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm suddenly embarrassed.
You
Um,
scream, I don't know.
So
The one who's on.
okay, so like basically, I'm a content producer for IGN Southeast Asia. I make news, I make video. I basically live and breathe video games at this point of my life. When I'm not working and writing about video games, I'm at home streaming video games. And my favorite genre is story based. Like most people, they prefer, like, you know how nowadays like people watching streams, they prefer watching esports and stuff. But I feel like I really enjoy doing story better. So that's me. Oh, indie games are like my life. I love indie games forever.
Are you getting the
Wh-
Final Fantasy remake?
Remake. Oh heck yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Who's not getting that? No, I didn't pre-order it.
Jeremy, did you pre-order it?
No. I'm in a bit of a conundrum with the Final Fantasy remake.
Why?
Because the first episode of the Final Fantasy remake, which is going to be a very big episode, is going to be for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
But the PlayStation 5 is coming out end of this year.
Yeah, but the PlayStation 5 has backward compatibility.
Exactly. Also,
Yeah, but like, is there going to
You-
be a special PlayStation 5 like upscale version?
okay, so when you talk about that, there might be, because for Xbox, for I forgot what game it was, they said that when the game comes out for the current Xbox, if say you buy the new Xbox, they will give the extra stuff and graphics, the upgraded one, for free. So like that's like not an issue. So that's what I'm wondering. Like even if Xbox already announced that, would that be the case for PlayStation?
That's exactly my point, which is why I am holding off on any pre-orders because as much as I'm a fan of Square Enix and I spent lots of money on their games, I also know they are never satisfied with the amount of money I give them, and every chance they get, they will upsell me something else.
Yeah, that's also what Borhan is saying, that Cyberpunk 2077. He was excited about Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh man, that is. You see, I would much rather take like 11,111 ringgit and throw that at a brand new PC than a foldable phone.
That is true. I would spend that much money on a PC too. But you know, they are selling to people who look at things differently, I guess.
It's more of like you know the foldable phone. It's like, I guess it's more for like people like who are always on the go. They don't need a PC, but they want to do everything on their phone. And of course, like I can imagine people who do stocks, or they're like really rich and they're like a business person. They always need to be on their phone and need to do everything on the go. Then I would totally see them buying that.
Yeah.
But as I said before, like on TikTok, I've seen like a lot of kids just like put like stickers on it, and they're like showing off their Samsung Galaxy foldable phone and their Z Flip, and I'm just like, maybe there is a niche for this, just like legit just rich kids who just want aesthetics.
No, but then if you're saying that kids are having it, it's 6,000 ringgit. How are they affording it?
Parents.
Daddy buys
Rich
them everything. What are you talking about?
That's another thing that the industry launched this week. Samsung Galaxy Z Flip is now available in Malaysia. It's 5,888 ringgit.
You know, even though like you think it's like 6K, you don't think like that's kind of pricey. But think about it, prices for iPhones and the new Samsung Galaxy S20 is like around 5K. It's like 1,000 ringgit more. And every year it seems like the prices of phones are going up anyway. So if you get that, it's actually not too crazy to put that price on that, especially since it's like new technology.
You're not wrong.
The Z Flip, I agree, but at above 8K, it's a bit.
Wait, I thought you said it's 6K. 8K or 6K?
No, the
It's
Z Flip
6K.
is 6K.
Okay, 6K is okay.
Yeah.
The Fold and the Mate XS are
It's
8K
ridiculous.
above.
Yeah, it's
I think
ridiculous.
I speak for the common man when I think you're throwing these kind of numbers that are absolutely ludicrous for phones. I
It
believe
is.
I
It is.
feel like the moment I can get a full-on proper computer that can edit 4K videos for that kind of price, for something that I can put in my pocket, and
Bro,
it is a
11
goddamn Android. But I think everyone's losing their minds
For
right now. I
11,000,
think it's
you can get
crazy.
a PC that can easily edit up to 6 to 8K videos.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
For
So no, what I'm saying is, if you spend 11,000 on the Mate, right,
Mhm.
you can buy a 4K editing PC and a camera that will shoot you 4K
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
microphone.
That is
Like
true.
it's crazy. It's crazy. Like there's no scale anymore. Like there used to be a time when phones would cost less than your computer and a computer would cost less than a house. Like there's like a tier to these things, and now like phones are costing more than computers, and it doesn't make sense to me because like why? It's not that much powerful. It's just branding and pretty and shiny, and it takes a
And-
picture that doesn't take as good as a camera. It's like blows my mind. I don't get it,
I
and
mean,
that's when I sound like a boomer, lah.
no lah. I mean, at one point, it kind of shows like phones are like, you know how handbags are like super expensive. Like there's a 200K handbag and stuff like that. And then at one point, phones, because it's a status of symbol, it's like a car. You don't really need an expensive car if you think about it. It does the same thing. It moves you. You can't really go fast with it anyways. But why would you want it? Status of symbol shows you have money, that kind of thing. Like, I mean, personally for me, like I'm glad that iPhones are selling cheaper iPhones because honestly for me, like I like the iOS. But sometimes I really cannot justify paying 6,000 ringgit, 5,000 ringgit for a phone, because it's just too expensive. So just because of that, stupid.
It is. Well, yeah. For a price of an iPhone, you can get a really nice gaming laptop.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy a gaming laptop personally. I feel like a gaming laptop is a scam history. But do you?
I'm using.
I'm down with gaming laptops.
Now, but
I love gaming laptops.
Okay.
I actually think there is a market for it, but if we are talking about like having a dedicated gaming PC, desktops are the way to go.
Yeah. Quackster was saying you find it funny that parents would pay that much for a kid's phone. Nowadays, it's kind of crazy because I have friends who would be traveling all over the world, and I would be wondering like, how the heck can they afford all that? And I realized like the parents are paying for everything. That's just how it is nowadays. People have money, and they also want their kids to enjoy, I guess, or maybe it's a form of spoilery. I don't know, man. I cannot say. My parents never spoiled me, so we came from the generation of you earn your keep.
okay lah, tak apa lah.
It's a bit of a mix of how I think everybody wants to give their kids what they never had. And unfortunately, nice things, expensive things are one of those things that actually comes up.
Yeah, my parents wanted to give me food because they didn't really have that growing up. So that's where my standard is. No phone for me. I gotta buy my own.
Okay. Have you guys seen the new? Okay, so I need you guys to know: are you guys team Xbox or team PlayStation 4?
PlayStation
I mean,
all the
PlayStation
way.
5. Sorry.
PlayStation all the way.
All the
Why are
way,
we even
yeah.
talking about the Xbox?
Because
For one thing,
everyone. Okay, so the comparison
Four in
now.
Malaysia.
No, because the comparison now is that Xbox has better specs. Personally, for me, I have all three. I have the Xbox, Switch, and PlayStation 4. I like all of them equally. But right now, it's like a game of numbers, in my opinion, for Microsoft, because right now they're showing off really, really big numbers. They're showing like bigger specs, bigger teraflops, and all that kind of stuff. But personally, to me, I have always liked PlayStation better because they have a lot more, exclusives. However, now because the number of exclusives for PlayStation is going down since more studios are opening up to multiple platforms kind of thing, and then you have Microsoft and Nintendo Switch with the crossplay. I don't know if PlayStation 4 is going to do more crossplay in the future. So would this perception change if say there's better support for gaming in Southeast Asia for the Xbox?
No, but then at the same time, we're talking about a generation where we have the Nintendo Switch, which has already proven that specs isn't everything.
Yeah.
It's the quality of your games.
PlayStation 5 now.
I don't know. I'm just bringing it up because I was remembering it. But
No, but we'll talk about the PlayStation 5 and the gaming console a little later because that's in our itinerary anyway. But let's just catch up a little bit lah, okay? What have we been doing since you don't want to call it the lockdown, so the movement control order? What, you know?
I've been spending my time in Hyrule.
Right. So Jeevan has been spending time in Hyrule. I've been spending time as a FedEx courier online, you know, on the TV with Death Stranding because I haven't finished it.
oh, I actually never played it, and I don't think I'll be playing it.
Why? Well, it's
Why?
I get it. Never mind.
I'm a person I have like this horrible attention span. So if something doesn't hold my attention for long enough, I'm gonna give up. So a lot of people are saying you're not gonna get anything interesting until about 10 hours of gameplay in that game, and I don't know if I have the patience to actually keep grinding and going on through that game. Because to me, a lot of things that matter is storyline. So if a storyline is not good enough, I won't stay. Like sometimes there are games that battle systems do bother me. Like say games like Fire Emblem, I don't like the battle system, but I managed to stay on that game anyway till the end because I like the story so much.
Right. Okay. I think on the front of Death Stranding, I'm not defending it in any way. If you actually just skim through the storyline and stuff like that, I think it will be quite fast. It's just that the cutscenes are too long.
I don't like games that talk too much. I get so impatient.
Yeah, it's good story, but it's convoluted and it's too long.
It's a Hideo Kojima piece of work, lah. So that's
Yeah,
right.
It's not cutscenes, it's cut movies in between gameplay.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You basically start the game and you're like, when do I get to play the game? It's 30 minutes already.
And then like
Move now.
the fact that you just like go around and just deliver things also kind of like bother me. The gameplay as well doesn't really entice me per se. I feel like it's not interesting enough for me. So I'm sorry, Kojima. I love you, but cannot. I can't do that game. However, what?
What about you,
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy? What have you been doing at home?
Well, everything. I've been at home. I play games. I've been playing lots of Zelda.
Of course.
I watch a lot of Netflix. I finished the entire first season of Dark in one day because
Oh my god.
Oh my god, you're crazy.
How's that?
right. And Dark is really good. If you're into like sci-fi flicks, I highly recommend everybody catch it. It's a German movie series. So you gotta be able to read and do subtitles or speak German. But the point is, it's one of those shows that's a bit slow in the beginning, and it plays out a little bit like a murder mystery in at first, and then all of a sudden there's like time travel and like multiple universe kind of stuff, and you're like, what's going on? And it's so good. It is so good. I don't know why not many of my friends or my peers talk about that show, but it is definitely worth a watch. It is good stuff, especially if you're into the sci-fi stuff.
Okay. It's in my list. I haven't watched it.
Oh, get on it, dude.
Natasha, what games have you been playing?
Animal Crossing, a lot of Animal Crossing. Stardew Valley, League of Legends. Been streaming. I just finished Adventures of Captain Spirit, which I'm really excited about. I'm gonna do Titantitled Goose tonight. Coming soon, Resident Evil 2,
yeah,
because Resident Evil 3 is coming out.
Watch that.
And then
stream
after that-
on Twitch, right?
Yeah, Twitch.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
catch her on her stream in Twitch. Tash.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm gonna do what's the game? Control, because everyone says Control is really good.
Yeah. I saw the gameplay. It looks really, really awesome too.
Reminds me of Alan Wake.
Yeah, I think it's the same developer, right?
It is the same developer, yeah.
Even the art style, the gameplay style, it's very, very similar.
Yeah, but they said like it's a lot harder, the combat, compared to Alan Wake. So there's that as well. So really excited to play it, yeah. And of course, I'm really excited for next month because we're like about 13 days away for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
And get out of the house.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm like, I think that it's feeling.
Okay. What have you been doing?
Mostly Zelda, but also I started on a new series called All American.
Oh, okay.
What was that?
This is very funny because Jeevan was texting me. I was telling him because I finished the game Zelda already, right? And I was telling him
Right.
that it's a really good game. The game's huge and everything, and he's just like, okay. And yesterday I received a text from him, which is very funny. He's like, I can't believe how big the game is.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Like you've never played Breath of the Wild, that game is amazingly huge. You're like, oh, I started on this. Oh, and then I go down here. And then you look at them and you're like, there are like 6 other zones this size. Holy cow.
I
Yeah,
haven't played it
it's
yet.
massive.
You should. The
Did you
storyline
guys
is-
do the glitch where you can put the block underneath this guardian and it just yeets into the sky?
No, I haven't
No.
tried that.
What glitch is this? I need
So
to do this.
basically, there's like a block, right? You can spawn blocks around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So you have to put it properly, like right underneath the guardian. So when it spawns, the guardian will yeet into the sky and fall on top of the mountain, and then from there it will just roll downwards and die.
That's one way to deal with the Guardian.
Yeah.
So it's really funny.
Somebody says that they can't hear me.
They can't hear you.
Yeah.
Really? I can hear you. If we can hear you, then you should be heard.
I
Who's
think
this?
it's your volume.
Maybe.
You gotta up that volume, brah.
You're not looking to that particular
There you go.
scene in HD.
It should pick up now.
Well, Quaxer, I haven't played Final Fantasy, so no spoilers.
You haven't played Final Fantasy?
Dude, it's not a spoiler. It's
It's not
like
a
it's too late.
spoiler,
It's not a
yeah.
spoiler. So.
It's not a
It's a
spoiler.
freaking meme
I
now,
think
okay? It's a
what
meme.
he's talking about. Are you talking about when something?
Yeah, there's only one scene. There's only one scene, Thatch. There's only one scene that made me cry as a young 13-year-old boy. Okay? That scene is forever burned into my memory and has caused me sleepless nights.
And I
So
think-
did you remove the materia?
Actually, oh, no.
Okay, so it's not a spoiler because let's face it, this game is like for how much,
Old.
15 years old, whatever, right? 20 years old, like,
Yeah.
right? So like this was back in the early days of the internet, before like people had credible sources and video game journalism was a proper thing.
Dude,
And
do you guys remember buying those magazines just to go get playthroughs and
Oh my
so
god,
you have to
yeah.
buy
so
those?
this was back in the day when people used to like buy game guide books and you wouldn't be able to find like free information online, right? And I'm gonna spoil it for you right now because it's not a spoiler, Jeevan. In
Uh-oh.
the game, one of the character dies for real.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, I know which character.
This one
Done.
everybody
All right.
knows
So that's the
already,
scene. So one of the character dies for real, and the longest running, like kind of like internet secret at that time. I swear I was 13 years old, and I was so heartbroken. I spent weeks going through every source on how to bring her back to life because there was this rumor that said this is like a secret thing that you can do, and I hunted down every link lah. You go lah, you spin around the thing lah, you go and like take this item and you finish it within 10 hours or whatever, and you do that. Like I did all of that, okay, only to have my heart broken again and again and again. It's like watching a girl die over and over again. It was terrible.
But apparently, the rumor is that you might be able to save her in this remake.
You
How
see,
is this?
you see, this is don't listen to that. That's how they catch you. Okay, that's how the rumor starts. That rumor happened 20 plus years ago. It's happening again now. You're only gonna have your heart broken. Don't trust this rumor. Let her die.
Yeah, well, yeah. Most of us will let her die lah, but you know.
We should learn from Full Metal Alchemist. Bringing back the dead never results in anything good.
I just lost limbs and bodies.
But like, I wonder if they were saying like the game will come out on time, but for you guys who actually pre-order the hard copy, might not get the game on time because of the coronavirus. So if y'all pre-ordered that, good luck to y'all.
Is the time
Be
that
happy.
you should ask your local game shops to send games to you.
No, it's not because of that. From Japan shipping it out from the US. That's the
shipping
issue.
Yeah,
The shipping
Yeah.
will be
that's
affected.
true.
Yeah. So and of course, on top of that, it's also Good Friday. It's a Friday, so it's gonna be Good Friday. So a lot of shops are also gonna be closed. So there's that as well.
True,
So-
true.
Well,
Digital's the way to go, I guess.
if we're still under MCO, you can't even go out and get it.
Exactly, but the thing is, the pre-order digital deluxe is actually giving like better, like it's actually better than the normal hard copy pre-order because you get like materials and you get like all that kind of good stuff. So I feel like they're encouraging people to buy digital because of that, unless you're going for like the collector's edition, first class, I think it's called, where you get like the cloud statue and the art book and all that. Then yeah,
I was tempted to pre-order because of that.
the first class, that thing's
Yeah.
1.7K. Are you serious?
No. I mean, not the whole thing. I wanted the music thing, the soundtracks, and
yeah.
the art style, the art book and whatnot. So I wanted that, but I didn't get it lah, obviously, because it's $300.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want the music, YouTube is available.
Okay, yeah, true. Let's just move it on.
But then again, it'll be on Spotify.
Yeah, it should be on Spotify. If you have Spotify, should be fine.
Guys, you're making Darwin feel bad now. Let's leave him alone, okay? Leave him alone. Okay? Alright? Darwin, you saved a couple of $100. We're very happy for you.
Yes.
Right? Now that you know you can get the music in other sources.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well,
Exactly, the money can be used to buy Cyberpunk 2077.
I will wait for that. I don't think I'll buy it just yet.
We will get that. I think majority of us are going to get that on the PS5.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that because I'm getting Last of Us Part 2.
Oh yeah, that's coming out too.
Yeah,
good lord.
yeah. I'm so excited. I get to see my baby Ellie.
Yeah, she's not gonna be a baby anymore. She's gonna be an adult. Well, young
She will
adult.
always be my baby.
It's gonna be like an angry lesbian now, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, or bi. I don't know.
Pretty sure she's lesbian.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you saw in the first game, the expansion, right? The
Yeah.
DLC.
Left
They
Behind.
show that.
Yeah, Left Behind, correct. Yeah,
But the game looks good though.
the game looks
does.
really good.
The
Looks
game looks good.
a lot more
I
polished.
I like
I
that
heard
you
that-
play as Ellie.
I heard like every character, like NPC in the game that's human has a name. Like even the bad guys that you kill, they all individually have names.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is so.
So as part of the game, what happens is like when you take one down, the others will respond like Matt, where are you, Matt? Or like they'll do that, and everybody's got their own name. Okay.
Oh god.
Ooh. I wonder if it will be like multiple ending or if it will affect who she is the more she kills, because it looks like she's a bloodthirsty killer this time, you know, because she's trying to get revenge. So I wonder if the more we kill, the more crazy she'll get or anything like that. Like, you know, when you play Undertale and you go the
yeah.
yeah. So I wonder if there's something to do with that as well. It'd be really cool though.
It would be really interesting to see how it affects her.
And then the AI for that game is also very interesting. Like when you hide under the car and then they notice you, they get shocked and then they react to you, which is really cool. It's not like they just kind of like drag you from under the car or anything, or they just notice you, you know, which is really, really cool.
But these are
When-
all concepts, right?
I really don't know because this was just all from the trailer
Yeah.
in E3. The same time as a trailer as I think Tomb Raider came out. I think it was like 2018.
Yeah.
So what I was really interested was because it was right side by side the two trailers, and then everyone was talking about the AI, like how in the AI for The Last of Us, like when someone dies, they notice and they react to it, as opposed to like when you kill someone in Tomb Raider, they just kind of like they'll notice and they'll like, be alerted, and then they just kind of like forget about it, you know. So you see like kind of like different AI things working around there.
Yeah. Yeah, but all these are still concepts. We don't know how the final game looks like. We are hoping that we won't be disappointed. Hopefully.
Yeah, there's a lot of like high expectations.
Yeah,
I guess
that's
that's
the
the
thing,
problem
right?
with making sequels to really good games. Because like I feel like one of the games that really disappointed me was Kingdom Hearts 3. Because I had such a great time with Kingdom Hearts 1, great time with Kingdom Hearts 2. Like Kingdom Hearts 2 was amazing, and then Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, and I felt so disappointed and so cheated. So you know, I feel like there's a lot of expectation.
All right. So how are we doing on supplies at home, guys? It's been not a week. It's been like 5-6 days into the lockdown, and how are we
Day
doing on
6.
supply? Oh, day 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've lost days of
Yeah.
I've lost count of days. I actually thought last Friday was a Thursday.
I'm so glad you guys like texted me beforehand and told me like oh tomorrow Monday and all that, because like I was like, oh, it's Monday tomorrow, holy crap.
Oh, we lost count of days.
Right, it's like I'm lost in a tunnel.
Yeah, we lost count of
Yeah.
days. We actually lost count of days.
Supply wise, I think I'm actually doing all right. Like
Mhm.
because what has happened with me is my parents have moved in with me throughout this period.
Oh,
Because they're worried that I they didn't say it, but I imagine that they're worried I can't feed myself in this
Oof.
time. My mom is being the wonderful Asian mother that she is, and she's basically come in and made sure like there's food and she's cooking. It's very very nice. I haven't had this in a very very long time, so that's great. On the downside, my parents have moved in with me lah.
oh, that's nice. That's actually very sweet. That's actually very
Yeah,
sweet.
very sweet, very sweet.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Tasha? How are you doing on supplies?
Oh, we're doing great. We didn't panic buy or anything, but we did notice like a lot has been emptied out from stores.
Mm-hmm.
But one problem is like I'm working. My dad's working from home. My mom's also working from home. So of course I have my little office here, which is fine. My
Which is
dad's locked
okay.
himself up in his room, and my
Mhm.
mom's downstairs. But my dad likes to take laps around the house and walk around. My mom gets annoyed, and I feel like we're all just like sick of each other at this point. We're just like
Hey,
getting
you gotta
angry.
do whatever you gotta do to keep healthy, right? Keep active.
So there's that.
Yeah. What about you, Jivan? You have like, I believe you have like 5-6 people living in your house. Actually,
Oh, I've been living in my room. As you can see, there's like a review TV at the back of me from here. So Zelda
It's
all the way higher.
yeah.
So literally, I've been on that,
Mhm.
and playing Zelda on the Switch is like I can't do it because the graphics are totally different.
Yep. Hey, I survived with that. Okay.
but at the same time, like supply wise, my uncle has been dropping groceries and stuff that my mom needs.
Has anyone tried to go out or try to buy groceries just yet? And
I
what's the
did
result?
twice. I did twice. There's no There hasn't been a day where I went out and actually got what I needed.
Right.
Hence why my uncle has been doing it.
So our supplies of greens, basically our veggie, is running low, and we tried ordering some veggie yesterday from a few multiple sources online, including my grocer. Okay, and my grocer has stopped all deliveries because not stopped all deliveries or taking new orders because it's
They're open
overwhelmed.
already.
They should be open today, but as of Friday, they basically stopped taking in orders, and that was
Yeah.
quite bad. My mom just went out just now to go and get some new supplies, but I'm not sure what she got from our nearest supermarket. But it's quite bad because I'm hearing that you can't actually go out from a certain radius from where you live, and you have when you go to the grocery and you come out, you actually have to show a receipt at the roadblocks. If not, they
Oh,
won't
really?
allow you
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the radius is like 10 kilometers,
Yeah,
if I'm not
something like that.
mistaken.
Something like that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah. Well, if we don't get it under control, we're gonna end up with tens of thousands of people dying in Malaysia.
What
True.
about like people who need medicine from like hospitals? Are they allowed to go out and get medicine?
Yes.
So,
if you're
yeah,
sick,
you're
no
allowed
problem.
to-
Yeah, if you're sick, no
Yeah.
problem.
So, and another thing is that government hospitals are actually posting medications out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not bad, right?
Yeah. I commend our Ministry of Health. They've been handling it quite well. Well, all except the minister.
Right? The ministry is great. The minister's a joke.
yeah.
Yes. Water does not kill viruses.
Oh man, I swear that when
They
that came
were
out, oh
they
my
were just
God.
like there was just like more things going on as well. Like the prime minister's Twitter has been making like this video saying that everyone needs to wear a mask when they go out, and then people have been condemning because this KM is saying do not wear a mask when you go out because we keep supplies running. Only wear it when you're sick. So
Yeah.
there's like a huge contradicting kind of thing happening there, and we don't know what to do. Like personally for me, like I'm trying to avoid wearing masks because I'm running really really low on masks, and there's like rumors going around that people are reselling dirty used masks, that they're washing it and reselling it at a high price, which is really gross because you don't know how they clean it and if there's anything dirty on there, because masks are supposed to be one-time thing, they're not supposed to be reused.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
And
is.
also, the prices of masks have been going up, and I think if you want a mask, you have to wait like 2-3 weeks for it to get there from China, which is really, really crazy in the first place. So
But
personally,
I
for
know
me,
that
like
a new mask is selling for like one piece $2. Like a whole
Yeah.
mask would be like $200.
yes,
I have new
yes.
boxes I can sell you.
I mean, I'm not sick, so you don't do
No,
it. So
that's the thing. The mask is to protect people from you, not to protect you from people.
yes,
Yeah.
So,
listen to the
Keep that
medical
in
student.
mind.
yeah,
Keep that medical bioscience or medical. But yeah, keep that in mind. So when you're going out, practice good hygiene. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. I know this is Jeremy, don't touch your face.
I'm scratching my eyebrow.
Because that's the things that you need to keep in mind when you're going out.
I gotta tell you guys something very funny. The other day I went to the mart to get some bread, and I wanted to pay by card, so because it's contactless, right?
Yeah.
So this person at the cashier just randomly grabbed my card from me to touch it, and I looked at him like, "Don't touch my card!"
How did he react?
He didn't notice it. I just hold it like this. I refused to put it in my wallet. I got home and I washed the card with like soap and water because I was just so freaked out. I don't
still
know if my
working?
card is ruined. I don't know, but I just washed it.
Well, that's what's happening. Everybody's getting paranoid right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, just forget sanitizer, forget all the other things. Soap and water does it
I mean,
better.
sanitizer does work if it's of 60%, or is it 70%? I
No,
can't remember.
90% alcohol for viruses.
Mm.
Oh, I from what I heard, it's like it's there. It's good as like a second thing when you're outside, but at home, of course, prioritize washing with soap and water. It's actually to the point where I actually just started bringing soap in my bag, so whenever I can wash my hands, I just wash with soap and water, anyways.
Mhm.
But yeah, whenever you touch anything nowadays, it just makes me scared, because I used to take the MRT to work. I used to get paranoid about touching the handrails and stuff, and I have to go through some big doors to get to work, so you have to hold the handles to push the door, and I get so freaked out about holding. I just like push it with my elbow or something.
Wear a glove.
No, gloves aren't good because those are I'm gonna dirty things with the glove, so it's not good.
True. That is true.
So
That is true.
my friend said that my friend works in the consulate, and she was sending people off in KLIA yesterday. Apparently, people are traveling in full-on hazmat suits, but the funniest one is they are traveling in raincoats.
How's that help?
What?
I have no idea.
It just makes them feel better. That's what it does.
Yeah, maybe
It's
you're
like
right.
placebo.
But the raincoat is so stuffy. How are you going to survive your flight with that?
Never mind.
I didn't know there were still flights going out. I thought all flights were shut down.
So foreigners can leave, but we can't.
So I can leave.
But you can't come back.
Yeah, I can't come back. So I have to keep that in mind.
There
By
were,
the
like,
way, like all of us are working at home, right? So what do you think, do you have any like tips to share to people who are watching the stream now, like what you do, your best practices and whatnot?
Just finish your work.
So
Amongst other things.
for me, I have two different areas where I do games and review and work, which is right in front of me right now. So that helps me separate work and play, kinda, considering the very limited space I have.
Mm-hmm. What about you,
But,
Jeremy?
I don't work at home.
Gosh.
like to be fair, my work is very like events based, it's very people based, it's very like basically it's very anti-coronavirus lah.
Okay.
Like only during the non-coronavirus times do I have work. So I on my
I
end,
feel you.
I have not had like a gig in like months because of this. Like Chinese New Year came by, after Chinese New Year was this like.
Yeah, everybody started cancelling like all their events and whatnot, right? So that's kind of
Correct.
bad.
Yeah, so I had a couple of events cancelled on me. So I am really looking forward to getting back into the swing of normalness. But as for myself, this has just been like This has just been like a flashback as to, back in the days when you were in school, like, and this was like a school holiday. And
Yep.
school holidays are particularly different from being an adult and going on holiday, because when you're an adult, you have the ability to leave the house whenever you want. So
Yep.
you get bored, you can go. But in school holidays, if you were bored, doesn't matter how you felt, you were still at home, because mommy and daddy were like, "Where you going? Where you want to go?" Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So now I feel like this is like a school holiday vibe. I'm stuck at home, and I can't go out even if I want.
And your parents have moved in as well.
And my parents have moved in as well.
Yeah,
It's like 15-year-old Jeremy all over again, you know?
Have you been exercising though? Like I
No.
know I haven't.
Okay, so I wear one of these fitness bands.
That's just for show, right?
I mean, I like just have I wear it just to track my sleep mostly, but I also tracks the steps automatically. So normally I would do anywhere from 6,000 to 8,000 steps, like just doing stuff and running around and all that. But this whole week is like
500?
If I did like 1,500 steps, I'm doing damn well already.
Oh, how are you getting 1,500 steps at home?
I keep forgetting things upstairs.
Oh. Tasha, what about you? Have you been like doing any? Because they keep telling us to stay active, right?
Yeah.
I haven't done any of that.
I haven't exercised in 2 years.
Wow.
Okay.
you know,
like that, your genes are amazing.
if you consider esports an exercise, you're exercising every day.
My hands are. I mean,
yeah,
I have
well.
some muscles here somewhere. I mean, like speaking of like esports, a bunch of esports events did just get cancelled recently, which is pretty sad. I know like the biggest one in Malaysia right now is PMPL cancelled. League of Legends are all online.
Yep.
So I had like a bunch of like esports events I was supposed to MC for also just cancelled. So
Yeah.
it's very sad.
It is very sad because like the
Yeah.
whole world is like cancelling things just for this. Olympics has been cancelled. You know,
Yeah.
Google's I/O
Been
is
cancelled
cancelled. Oh wait, no.
They
are
haven't
still
decided.
discussing.
The Olympics hasn't been cancelled. I think
Yeah,
they were
they're still discussing
so,
about
it
it.
was like continue, work as normal.
Yeah, it's the same as Gamescom as well because it's in August, so people haven't cancelled anything yet. E3, which is the biggest
that's been cancelled.
Christmas for gamers, got
That's
cancelled.
gone.
Yeah, that's
fine.
cancelled.
Sony's not gonna be at E3 anyway, so there's nothing to watch. Honestly, I don't care anymore. Like,
Yeah, so
But-
Gamescom is getting like a lot of attention recently. Everyone has been saying that they will be at Gamescom. Nintendo, Microsoft, all
But
said they were
if-
going to be there.
If we're still in the situation we are now, Gamescom is gonna go bye-bye.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we don't know what's going on also. Even Computex is still happening.
Yeah.
As far as we know. Okay. Predator
Yeah.
League, the one that they are shifting to June and July, they haven't said anything about it just yet, but it looks like it's still happening. But we don't know what's gonna happen. But at the topic of gaming, just now we spoke about the PlayStation 5, right? Yeah, that was and you who saw the live stream of it, the road to PS5?
I did, but
I saw the notification that I was taking down a Lionel in Zelda, so I was like,
Of
you know
course. You know, I could never take down a Lionel. I could never take down a Lionel. I never could take down a Lionel. I always died with them. But anyway, let's talk about the PS5. What do you think of the specs?
The specs are great, but
I
honestly, if there's no exclusives, who cares, right?
Well, that is going to be exclusive, definitely.
that
right?
is true. But then, at the same time, I think Sony's approach is a lot more to do with a whole rounded experience. They're not just going with graphics. They're not just going with processing speed. They're paying attention to audio as well. And that's not something that Microsoft has been talking about at all. So I am expecting people or exclusives to take advantage of the audio technology that Sony is putting forward.
Yeah, they call it the Tempest, and from what I can understand or what I've read, it's basically a GPU-based APU, an audio processing unit, and they're using that same algorithm to basically calculate something called the HRTF, head-related transfer something. Something. It sounds like a head trauma thing, but you know.
So
Uh,
so it's basically spatial audio.
Yeah.
So it calculates how you perceive sound.
So they say that you're supposed to get like 3D audio on basically any platform,
Yeah.
but it doesn't
That's
work
fine.
for everyone.
Why? Because your ears don't work the same way.
Yeah.
Yes. Basically.
So,
So-
you gotta ask yourself whether or not you got the Sony approved eardrums.
Maybe
So
lah.
what they've done is they've generalized HRTF based on, I think they said, over 200 people, 200 or 2,000 people. So there is a general profile that they're using.
Mm.
So majority of people should be able to hear the difference, unless you are one of those outliers, which is like 2% of the population.
Yeah, they say that there's 5 settings over there, so I'm not so sure, and it will basically tune everything to what you prefer later on when you set up the PlayStation 5, right? But you still can't avoid the fact that it's still less powerful, or it's clocked, slower than the Xbox Series X, and you still haven't seen any renders of it, by the way, right? So what do you think of that, Jeremy? You've been
Personally,
very quiet.
oh yeah, let him talk.
No, I mean like honestly, I've never been particularly concerned with like the numbers and stuff like that. I feel like like people in the industry, we have a tendency of getting very bogged down in the numbers. The same with like cameras. The same with like gear, like like computer speeds and everything. At the end of the day, it's all about the experience in that sense, because I never cared about the numbers. I don't know how the PlayStation 4 compares to the Xbox One. I don't know. I'm not really worried of whether or not the PlayStation is going to do better against the next generation. It's just like it's all about whether or not the games you're playing give you the experience that you want. And even if the games are the same, the user experience on the kind of like services, which is better. And in Malaysia, our region alone, the PlayStation wins just by proxy of having the store available to us, and we're able to access the full suite of what they
That
have
is
to
true.
offer.
Yeah,
That is very true.
You can't officially get an Xbox here. I'm not so
Yeah.
sure with the Series X whether or whether they will change anything with the Series X. But as far as we know, the nearest place that you can get an Xbox
Singapore.
officially is in
Singapore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you need, in order to buy games, which is why I kind of got annoyed with my Xbox as well. It's like, even if I want to buy Xbox Gold, or if I want to buy like any games, if my PayPal has to have a Singapore address.
Oh.
I can't just use my credit card or any PayPal. So it's really annoying because I have to go and buy it through friends unless I go to the store and get the code by myself, like what Gamers Hideout and all that has. It's just kind of like a hassle. But personally for me, like, so long as the game runs well, like, that's what advantage I like about console over PC, is that I don't have to fine tune everything or worry about like if my game meets the requirement of the PC running. Because what's great about Xbox and PS4 is that you just press and you just play the game. Same goes for Nintendo Switch. So to me personally, like, what console wins first to me is what games come out on which platform. Like, I see, if you're like a more FPS player, of course Xbox is going to be where your go-to, because a lot of FPS games exclusives are on Xbox.
Yep.
However, PlayStation 4 gives more of like a story-based games, a lot of like really interesting, cool games. I've always been on the PS4 hub, but we have seen like change a lot now, especially with the Xbox Game Pass, because they did buy a lot of indie games, and they're giving like a more like diverse gaming experience. So personally, to me, if I told you guys I love indie games, if their game selection is really good and I'm only paying 50 ringgit a month for all those games just because I only ever play a game once, I might as well just go for Xbox, right?
Yeah, true. Because of that whole subscription thing.
Yeah, but I heard PlayStation is going to be doing something like that as well. Not sure, but it might be the issue as well. So we might see like a huge competition between Xbox and PlayStation. I think for a long time, PlayStation has monopolized the console, the whole console park. And then Nintendo came up really strong with the Switch. We're seeing a lot more like, competition with each other, which is good, because then we get a lot more options, a lot more creativity.
Yeah, but when it comes to power, I think the PlayStation 5 is not that far behind.
Yeah.
We're only like 2 or 3 teraflops away.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
question is it even noticeable to like the basic gamer? You know what
Probably
I mean?
not.
Like
Probably
that's
not, no.
that's the whole point. So like when you get bogged down in the numbers, like you hear things like 2 or 3 teraflops. Ooh, like it doesn't really make that big a difference.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
it
Playing
really
it.
doesn't.
You're like, you don't see it. Your eyes aren't that, you know.
unless you're like a competitive player, maybe that would matter to you.
And
But
even
like
then,
then
you'd be
again, like
playing
it
on the
wouldn't even
PC.
matter. Exactly.
Drop
And
everything down to like
exactly.
blocks.
Exactly. And even then, right? If say you're playing like FPS on Xbox, you're just gonna be playing with Xbox players anyway. So you're not really gonna get an advantage unless you're doing Fortnite and there's a crossplay thing going on.
Yeah, that is true.
And just
Yeah.
that though. Other than that, not really. And personally, as I said before, it just doesn't matter. I've played my Xbox because, of course, right now Xbox has better specs than the PlayStation 4. I've played both. I didn't even notice any difference. It's like the same thing over and over again.
It's true. You're not getting any difference in graphics or even performance as well, right? And I do suspect one thing lah when they were talking about clocking it down to a certain speed and stuff like that. I suspect is mostly because of cooling, because we see a lot of overheating issues in the first batch of PlayStation 4 and the first batch of the Xbox, right, when they were launched,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I suspect that because they were talking about cooling a lot as well, right, in the conference. So I suspect it's because of cooling. And another thing is that I suspect they want to introduce PS5 Pro.
Yeah.
No, but I think aside from that, I think a lot of them, other game enthusiasts and also experts, have also said that the PlayStation 5 has cooling down better than the Xbox.
Yeah, that's what they say. We
Yeah.
haven't seen any of the renders. We haven't seen any numbers of the cooling
Yeah.
yet, so we don't know. And they say that you're gonna get SSD instead of HDD, the hard drive.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is nice because loading times on both consoles currently suck.
You won't be getting.
Did you dismantle?
No, I actually have a few lying around.
Okay.
I need to get them back into my desktop.
Yeah, but yeah. So, what are you looking forward to? Are you gonna get it? Because they say that it's going to be about $500.
It's about 2K Malaysian ringgit.
Yeah.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Okay.
Right.
No
Like
doubt.
right
I would
the moment it
pre-order
launched.
it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm
Probably not
pre-ordering.
right at the moment it launches, but I'll get it eventually.
I'm gonna pre-order for sure. And then after that, when I have money again, we're gonna Xbox.
Wow. But yeah, it still remains a question mark whether we'll see Xbox Live service actually coming to Malaysia. We're looking forward.
I feel like if Xbox doesn't jump into that, because Southeast Asia is, even though people don't really talk about PlayStation as much as people talk about mobile gaming, people still do own or play a PlayStation one point or another. I feel like they should really take advantage of that. There are a lot of people who play Xbox, but they don't because of the support. And we do have like a niche community of people who play Xbox. They're very active on Facebook if you guys find the right groups. So
Yep.
they should really acknowledge that.
And I think it's time for Microsoft to take Southeast Asia as a region more seriously
True.
in any of their endeavors.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know why we never got support in the first place. I heard it's because we were never really receptive to it, but I feel like in the first place, if their marketing is great, they should have a problem anyways.
Yeah. And I think it's also because it's not just about marketing. Sony was here first,
Yeah.
and this is Sony territory, to be very frank.
Yeah.
Throw a stone and you will hit someone with a PlayStation.
That is true. That is
I also, another thing is like Southeast Asians, we don't own a lot of money as opposed to people in Europe or UK or US. So that's why mobile gaming is actually on the rise here, as especially mid-tier phones are doing well because these games are free and they all just spend whatever money they have on just cosmetics. So that's why mobile gaming is on the rise. Also, there's the you're too busy to game, so therefore phones are a big thing. So I feel like Sony made a big mistake not jumping into the whole handheld thing because they did have the Vita wasn't that great, but the PSP was amazing. I remembered that.
Yes.
So if they brought it back, I feel like they could really give Nintendo a run for their money.
But let's expand on that, right? Because these few days, because we only have one TV at home, and I'm sharing TV with my mom and stuff like that. So I've been playing on my phone a lot. PlayStation 4 remote, because that works for Android 10 and above now.
Yeah.
And you can do it also outside of your house. So is it still necessary for you to get, like, let's say if they introduce a PSP, and stuff like that? Do you think?
Depends on the titles.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Nintendo Switch makes a very good argument for this. It is both a handheld and a console.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So the ability to actually take your game on the go,
Mm-hmm.
rather than take out your phone, connect to the service, and then decide whether you're going to play with a mobile controller or the buttons on your screen, things like that.
Yeah, it's very off-putting.
Make remote play a little bit less of a viable option.
Exactly. I remember what I said earlier about consoles is like one touch and just play.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what the Nintendo Switch offers. So I really wish the PlayStation would get in on that, because personally to me, there are some games on the Switch that I would love to play on big screen. Like Fire Emblem, I like playing on my monitor for good. But games like Pokemon and Animal Crossing, I like playing on the small screen.
Right.
It's just made for it, that kind of thing. You know what I'm trying to say? So there's that as well. But yeah, they really need. I feel like Sony just missed out. They really should though come back. But they already said that they're not working on any handhelds.
Yeah.
What about you,
Which
Jeremy?
is a big
What do you think?
shame.
I think that the handhelds. I think Sony tried very well, but they couldn't beat Nintendo in the handheld game. Only because Nintendo's philosophy has always been about. It's very different from what we see from Sony and Microsoft, where they don't care so much about the specs per se. It's all about the gaming experiences, and it's about the games. And they're very lucky that they've got some very strong IPs that are.
Yeah, they
like,
do.
The moment people see like a Mario, like, I'm just gonna buy a Switch just to play the new Mario or Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And Zelda as well, right?
Yeah, like that's what happens. But to begin with, like their philosophy, Nintendo's philosophy has always been about making games fun, and the experience is very unique.
Yep.
We saw that in like the DS and the 3DS. And then now with the Switch, where even if you might have some of the games cross over, like the exclusives are their very own experiences. And I think for a handheld to survive in this current climate, where Nintendo seems to have a lockdown on the market, I think they need to, somebody needs to come up. They need to focus. They need to channel their energies into creating a completely different kind of space.
Exactly.
And that's going to be very difficult for Sony and Microsoft, because they're already so focused on the numbers, and they're so focused on creating what are these great cinematic AAA style titles that don't translate into the handheld experience per se, because it's meant to be enjoyed in a big scenario, right? So I don't know, man. I think right now, if I don't know if Sony itself or Microsoft for that matter have it in them to come up with a competitor. So I think it was a right call. I mean, I like the Vita. I think they tried to change a couple of things with the touchpad on the back and stuff like that. But I think right now, until they come up with a super solid idea, they're best saving their money and channeling it into kind of endeavors that people will actually use. I think they lost a lot of money in the Vita.
Yeah, I feel like one thing about, as you said, the IPs, look at Animal Crossing, right? Already own a Switch are buying that because they have such a solid fan base for the IP. Say you love Pokemon. I mean, if you like Pokemon, wouldn't you just spend more money and just buy another Switch just because you like Pokemon? I personally would.
I bought my Switch for Pokemon, but I did not buy another Switch for Pokemon.
Oh no! My friends they all have a Switch already. But Animal Crossing Switch is so cute. If I had the money, I would just buy another one. Yeah, exactly. So it's they're just very smart in terms of marketing. Their games are very simple. There's not super high mechanics or anything. Most of the games are pretty cutesy and fun, and I guess that's the appeal. It's just games that are really, really chill. For me, if I'm looking for a chill time, I take my Switch. But if I'm looking to play something more hardcore, I turn to my PC, Xbox, PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there used to be a time when you would buy a console for certain games. I know that's how I feel about it. I'm such a fan of the PlayStation because I'm such a fan of JRPGs and Final Fantasy and all that, right? So every single PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4 has been fueled by like my desire to play Final Fantasy games.
Mhm.
Like, and then even with the Switch, I wanted one so badly because I wanted to play Breath of the Wild, right? And I imagine with the Xbox, if you are like a really big FPS fan, then you're like, oh, I want to play Halo, then you buy like Xbox. But with the current climate of the way games are just like crossing and like the exclusives aren't really exclusive anymore, it's like a delayed release, then I really don't know what's gonna entice people to choose one console over the other, aside from the experiences like I mentioned earlier with the services and the kind of like the subscription services and all that.
Like for me personally, if I like a game so much, I know that it's gonna come out console platform soon. Like I would like to buy a console just because I can get to experience the game early, so it doesn't get spoiled for me, that kind of thing. But other than that, not really. Like as I said, numbers doesn't entice me. It depends on what titles I'm going to play. Like
Right.
PlayStation has always been like a big thing for JRPGs, like Jeremy said, and all that kind of stuff. And I realized like, yeah, those are the games I want to play. So obviously I would go for PlayStation. I didn't get Xbox till like 2 years ago, which is like really, really late. The only reason why I got it was because I really wanted to play I wanted to play Destiny
Oh,
at
right.
that time. That was it.
But Destiny's on PC now as well, right?
Exactly. So now since then, I haven't touched my Xbox at all because I think I touched it one time because I got a free code for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and that was
Okay.
it. I haven't played my Xbox since.
No, but
No,
that's the
but
thing,
that-
right? When even to me, when I was thinking of getting a console or a PC or even if it's a Switch, right? It's to me it's very exclusive based because the only titles that I was really hard on getting when we got a PlayStation in the office was
Death
PlayStation exclusive titles. Not really like games like that you can find on PC because I still prefer gaming on PC, right? And even like Switch, the only reason why I would want the Switch is because Animal Crossing one is really cute, and
Yeah.
Zelda, and because of Zelda, right? That's basically all of it. And Breath of the Wild 2 is coming, so yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good.
So yeah, I might really consider. But like in this day and age, like what Jeremy said, if you're going to get like a PC release like later, probably just slightly later, I probably would wait for it lah. But at the same time, I would also see whether the game's designed for consoles and stuff like that. Because I tried playing Jedi Fallen Order, the Star Wars Fallen Order on PC with keyboard and mouse, and that sucks. That really sucked. And
It's
but
the same for
when
me.
yep.
Sorry, Stardew Valley. I got it on Switch because I wanted to just constantly play.
Yeah.
But then I realized they used the thing as like a cursor, and I hated that, and I ended up not playing it at all. It was like the biggest mistake of my life.
Yeah.
I was considering getting Stardew Valley on the Switch.
Don't.
So like I do this thing where I'm a bit of a purist, where in my head I have a list of games, whether they are like console first or PC 1st, and I will play it on the platform that like it's designed for.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like I would never play The Witcher on a console because that's a PC game.
Yep.
And I would never
Yeah.
play Cyberpunk on a console because that is a PC game.
Yep. That's developed on
Right.
PC
The same way how I would not play Death Stranding on a PC because it's
because
Yeah.
it's a PS game, correct?
right. So that's how I figure I layer it in my head. That's how I organize it.
But now
And-
there's something called
Yeah.
called cloud gaming, and you can start playing your games basically on your phone, anywhere, and stuff like that. How do you think they'll pick up? Because
like Stadia and everything.
yeah, correct. Stadia didn't pick up that much, but
You have
the
to
other-
understand, the internet of the world is not good right now. Support Stadia. So unless you have really, 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 then yeah, that's something. Also, when I was reading about it, Stadia actually eats up a lot of data. So unless you have like, if you're outside and you want to play, your phone data is gonna run out so fast.
Right. Because Maxis, from what I know lah, okay, Maxis and Cellcom and DG and whoever's that's going to be on 5G in Malaysia, they are pushing gaming on, like, cloud gaming on 5G a lot.
Can we talk about that horrible Cellcom ad, like with the streamer? Like that was a shit ad.
Wait, what happened?
I saw the ad.
Which ad? Which ad? What
Such
happened?
a terrible ad. Like that you didn't watch this the one with like the streamer in the ad Chibi. I actually know who she is, so she's the
Oh, I don't know her.
but the freaking like ad itself was terrible. It was
What
like
happened?
it was like a fake stream where the girl was like, "Hi, I'm gonna show you how like we're gonna take down the boss, so then the Minotaur of the 5th dungeon or whatever." And they go in and like, "Take this, I'm gonna go up to 5G," and suddenly she gets to OP because got better internet speed.
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
like-
the point just went over their head.
Like you
Really
are
bad.
such terrible. Like, can you please like if you're making an ad targeted at gamers, at least get somebody who understands it, because gamers are like, "This is crap. This is bullshit. You don't get it."
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it and then just turned off.
It was terrible. It was like a very well produced ad. Like it was well shot. There were like nice graphics. It's just that the concept of the ad was cringy.
I feel like a lot of people don't. They try to think that they understand gamers, but they really don't. A lot of ads for like telcos are not done very well, in my opinion. They're like saying like things like, "Oh, like the thing is like what they need to focus on is mostly just lag and data. That's it. They don't have to worry about anything else because good internet doesn't make you a better player. It just
There we go. That's such
yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because I think when you talk about understanding gamers, I think you have to be a gamer to understand how gamers think.
But that's the weird part. When they make the ad, don't they have anyone in the office who actually plays any games?
No, but you have to
I have no
understand that the people approving the ads sits in a cushy office on like the 20th floor of Celcom Tower or whatever, and that guy is like 60 years old, getting paid like 30,000 ringgit a month, and probably like has no clue because he's too busy like connecting telecommunication satellites to play Breath of the Wild. So like there's definitely out of touch. I think the problem is that there's nobody, like people who do know better don't step in and tell this guy like, "Look, you have no idea what you're talking about."
Honestly, I have to disagree. People do, like I've done a few ads and stuff for clients, and I would use slang and terms used directly for gamers, and they would outright reject it and say those are grammatical errors. But I try to explain to them like these are the terms that gamers will use. These are the terms that will make it very relatable, but they don't. They don't get it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's like one of like the biggest problems. Adulting makes gamers
They're just
lose
out of touch.
their
These
mindset.
people.
I don't think that adulting makes gamers lose their gamer mindset. I really disagree. I think it's more of like how times change, and especially for someone working in advertisement where you need the relatability, you need to. That's why people are always looking for someone who's younger, who is more, I guess, like in the know for these things. Like memes, right? Like Wendy's does very well. They were very smart to do that. The Twitter clapbacks and the slangs and all that. They're very smart because they got someone who knew their audience. So at the end of the day, it's more of like knowing who your audience is.
Yeah.
When you hire someone to do something, make sure you know who your audience is.
No, I think like what Jeremy says, when it comes to marketing towards gamers, it's very easy to see whether you are genuine or not.
Yeah.
And the minute you're not, gamers will tear you down.
Oh,
Yeah.
Actually,
we smell it a mile away.
You can't.
Your
really-
disingenuity, your capitalism. I smell the stench of it.
But it also boils down the same to streamers nowadays anyway. Like people just jump onto like the easiest game to stream or the most popular game to stream. Like personally, like I've seen so many big streamers, they only play one game.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they even play the game outside of their stream, or I don't even think that they know anything else other than that game. It's just like a money and cash grab. So you can't really say that ingenuity doesn't bring you things when it still does. It's just a matter of they know what's popular. Just knowing what's popular can bring you places.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in that topic, do you know that the former UFC women champion Ronda Rousey is starting her own gaming stream? Well, she already did it lah. Anyway, and she's playing like really old games. They're not like new games. She's playing like multiple games. Have you watched it?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it looks quite interesting. You can watch it at home if you have nothing to do. I mean, you're stuck at home anyway.
Yeah, I mean, for those kind of people, they already have like a fan base. They'll be there for her,
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
like most people who are just starting out is where you actually get to see this ingenuity come in.
Yep.
So it kind of makes me sad because it kind of like feels like how do I say this? Like, like, I'm not saying like they don't deserve it, because in the day they did stream after all, so whatever, they get what they deserve. But I guess it just feels like it's just sad that they use gaming as an excuse to be like that when they don't even play video games in the first place.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Right, because they're not actually naturally a gamer.
Yeah.
Right, that's all the time we have for today. Okay.
Alright.
Now I'm going to ask you a question. What are you looking forward to most this week? I know there's nothing much to look forward to lah, but
I want to hit day 5 on Animal Crossing and get my ladders.
oh nice. Okay. Jeremy.
I'm gonna upgrade my ancient armor set and then hopefully take down Ganon. And
You don't need the ancient armor set to peek
But
at.
I want to.
Okay.
Okay, I wanna look like Pimpin when I take down the bad guy. Giant triangular Ku Klux Klan hat.
Hey Liam,
Yes,
this is
live.
live.
This is actually live. Yeah. We had a
Yes,
lot
it
of
is.
problems earlier just now too.
But
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to this week?
Hopefully getting to 50% on Zelda.
I don't think you would, but
But also there is the Xiaomi Mi Note 9S and the
launching
Huawei
today.
P, the Huawei P40 that is launching this week as well.
yes! That'll be
yes.
interesting, right? The
that's
P40?
launching this week.
Yes.
I'm looking
Oh,
forward
man.
to play with the Oppo Find X2 Pro.
I can't believe it's
And-
already P40.
Yeah. And it's
I-
going to
I
be a
don't-
live stream launch too, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Everybody is live streaming everything now.
Yeah, got no choice.
Yeah.
Coronavirus.
We had the Realme launch yesterday.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of things launching, but it's online, so let's see how that goes.
This is so bad. The brands have discovered a way to save money, and now they will spend.
Yeah,
less
I don't
money
think
on
I don't think
advertising
they'll have
promotions.
like events anymore for us to go to. We're just gonna be stuck in the office.
If some of the live streams are anything to go by, Jeremy, you still have a job.
Yeah, considering, but yeah, that is true. By the way, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Natasha, to be on the live stream. You can follow Jeremy on Instagram at JeroSays. We've
Yes.
mentioned that before. Natasha, she's on Instagram, and you can watch her her Twitch stream.
Twitch.
Okay, on Instagram she's at _Tash
Tash Bunny.
Tash Bunny, right? And on
Yeah.
Twitch she's just Tash Bunny. You can find
Yeah.
her on Tash Bunny if you want to. Please do, actually. And we are on all the more popular podcasting channels, or whatever your favorite ones is. We are on Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We do weekly videos as well now on YouTube. We are looking probably to live stream this in the future, but
More
not like
often.
this. Not like this, okay? Because now we're all now stuck at home. That's why it looks like this. Okay. So yeah. So follow us on all our social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We are all on TechN TV on all the platforms. I'm
Yeah.
Darwin. Jeevan is right beside me. You know, he's here.
That's Jeremy.
That's Jeremy here, and then Tasha is here. You know, on top. Yeah. And yeah, bye bye. See you next week, or listen to you next week lah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.